Welcome back. Well, after 2 books of basically just world building, the plot has finally kicked into gear, it seems. We found out sort of what the Azadi are trying to do with all the pipes in the city. They're building a computer to manipulate dreams, somehow. And, Hami has also discovered that Kian is alive, and was not able to capture him, thanks to the interference of Firdaus, the engineer. And then Bip apparently got whisked away, taken by someone, by who we don't know yet. We're back in the Rooster and Kitten, so let's share all of these revelations with our friends.
Kian, thank the balance you're back. Bip's been...
They've taken him.
Taken, yeah.
Light. Are you sure it's Bip? I knew this would happen. We have no time to spare. We must get to him before...
The cloud ship just unmoored and is already heading for Gien. It's too late.
Then we must follow.
And abandon your mission here for one child's life.
Is it because he's a magical that he's not worth the trouble?
You're such an angry, angry man. Do you really want Kian to leave Mercuria and risk his life to save one boy? I thought so.
This is what happens when we let Azadi criminals live.
Stop it. That's not what happened, and you know it. They're sending all the magicals away.
I know why, and I know what the pipes are for.
What?
Really?
Are you serious?
I'll explain later. Right now, we need to rescue the boy.
I couldn't care less what you do with your life, Kian. But if you die, the Resistance suffers.
And if I don't go after him, Bip suffers.
Can we really afford to lose more people? We've lost so many already. And Ane has her hands full with those who've been injured. Soon, there won't be enough of us left to fight.
I need to think about this. I can't just abandon the boy, but... we can't stay here. The Azadi are hunting me. The General knows I'm alive.
Honey, how did that happen? Did you approach him? Are you trying to curry favors with your former masters?
Curry favors? How would I even... I'm not trying to curry any favors with...
Stop it, both of you! You're really annoying and loud. Let's get out of here before Ulvik gets in trouble for harboring a fugitive. Shepard will want to have a say in the discussion.
This isn't over, Kian.
Oh, hush.
Friendly as always. And yeah, it's not because of letting the soldier live, because if you had killed him, Bip still gets taken. Of course, they don't know that. Not any way they could know, of course. Chapter 7, Hunted. That does not sound good. Thursday, September 28th,
the terrorist
2220.
attack on Propast, where 8 I officers and 5 civilians were killed by Marxist Party members. The Syndicate has promised to maintain heightened security across Europolis until after the upcoming elections. The Propast district remains under full I lockdown and 24-hour curfew. We're now joined by Marek Farah in Propast. And Marek, how are regular people in Propast handling this very difficult situation?
Well, Rika, as you can see, the streets here are deserted, almost 2 months after the August attack on the I headquarters in Propast. There's security everywhere, and everyone who
That
goes
sounds like an
outside
interesting
is
news
subject
report.
to random searches and arrests. There is a 24-hour curfew in effect, but people are allowed to traverse the district as long as they carry the appropriate paperwork and submit to any searches and questions.
What about essentials like food and water, Marek? Are any stores or restaurants still open?
I think this is done.
Everything is closed, Rika,
Smells good.
but rations are distributed to residents of Propast.
Apparently,
on a
even if you don't
regular
stir
basis.
it, it is still done.
Medical personnel are on constant standby. No one here is in any immediate danger of starvation.
Or you do have to
Has
stir
there
it, I
been any
guess.
indication of how long this lockdown will continue?
The Syndicate is not saying, Rika, but spokespeople have...
We're back with
hinted that
Zoe,
Propast
who
will remain
last we
under
saw
Syndicate
got blown
guardianship
up.
until after the election in...
And apparently,
We appear
she
to have
has
lost our
some
connection
kind of
to
skin
Marek Farah
grafting,
in
and
Propast.
her hair
We will attempt
is
to
different as
re-establish
a
the
result.
connection. In the meantime, when we come back, we talk to someone very close to Marxist leader and terrorist mastermind Marta Rebus about her dark and...
And the power
Shit.
went out.
Power's out, again. I'm sure they're doing this just to screw with us. I'll have to check the emergency fuel cell in the kitchen cabinet. It should have kicked in by now.
Wow, she has a emergency fuel cell. I guess power outages are pretty common in Propast. That's some interesting looking hair that I can't really see right now. Also, she's wearing a Wonkers hoodie. I want one. My wife wants one too. Why does this not exist? Why can't I buy this anywhere? Anyway, we just got a new journal entry. Maybe explaining what happened after Zoe got blown up. September 28th. This year just keeps on giving. I'm going to call this the giving year. We began with a coma. The second act climaxed with my friend turning suicide bomber and me back in the hospital. Hello, fancy skin grafts. Goodbye, awesome ponytail. I just cannot wait to see what the third act of 2220 brings. Great wealth, awesome sex, and many, many fruity drinks, I imagine. Yeah, it's been a long summer. And now I'm stuck in my apartment with restricted wire access, shitty food rations, and no way out of Propast. Not just that, but I'm out of a job. Yes, there's a rotten cherry on top of my shit sundae. With Propast under total lockdown, our project was shut down and Ada had to go back to Cape Town. At least she got out. She tells me we can pick things up again when the world returns to normal. I don't see that happening anytime soon. I'm actually surprised I haven't succumbed to a deep and abiding depression yet. Maybe they've put something in these food rations? If so, thank you, our magnificent corporate overlords. Speaking of my mental health, I haven't been able to get in touch with Roman. They told me he stopped by the hospital to check up on me, but I was covered in grafts and probably looked like shit. I guess he's left Propast. Must be the hair. The hair works magic on everyone. At least I still have Reza, even though he's not around. That's the one positive thing in my life right now. Right? Yeah, it's good. It's been rough, but we'll make it. Love conquers all, etc. Puke. So, what else? I'm forcing myself to record all of this now, because if I don't and someone finds my decomposing corpse in this depressing apartment, most likely because of death, choking on half-baked, rationed synth chocolate cookie, they will never know the true me. Note to whoever finds my Note to whoever finds my body, delete this journal, stat. Anyway, joking aside. Did I make the right decision giving the data to Sully? I mean, it amounted to nothing. Baruti left Europolis. I lost a good friend. Reza fled to Iceland with the data, and the Hand hasn't been able to publish it yet. Sully's gone to God knows where, trying to pick up the pieces after the Syndicate shut him down. It's a big mess, and I feel responsible. Should I have given the data to Baruti instead? If I had, maybe the story would be out there by now. But we'll never know. What's done is done. There are no second chances. So, dear reader and finder of my decomposing body, it's been a shitty few months. I eat terrible food, I watch way too many reality shows, I sleep like 15 hours a day, and I have no interaction with anyone. I might as well be dead. On the positive side, I'm getting a lot of reading done. As you probably would, indeed, in a situation like this. Well, at least Zoe survived the explosion, I guess. She doesn't look too bad. Hair actually kind of suits her. We did see Zoe get dragged away from that explosion by an unknown pair of hands. Presumably, they belonged to that weird German guy who was talking to Roman. I wonder if he's also responsible for Roman being able to get out. I mean, I doubt it was actually the hair that let him get away with that. Anyway, let's see if we can get that emergency fuel cell going. Supposedly in the cabinet. There it is.
It's my emergency fuel cell. It's our emergency fuel cell.
Oh, now it's our emergency fuel cell.
This is supposed to kick in when there's, well, an emergency. Like, total darkness? That's an emergency.
It's an emergency of sorts. Not a very bad emergency, I don't think.
I can jiggle it a bit. That sometimes works. Nope, that did not work. I guess I need a new one. And I know just the person.
200 years in the future, and troubleshooting electronics has not changed a bit. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Our apartment is kind of creepy like this. And we didn't get to see the end of that news report. That screen is reflecting weird. Still raining. It probably will still be dry when we go outside. I can't actually look at the sofa. Probably too dark. Anyway, we have to get a new fuel cell from Mira at the Pandemonium. Well, with the lockdown and everything, I hope we can actually go there without too much trouble. Let's find out. Loading. Always fun when you have to wait for loading screens. See what has changed here this time.
Zoe Maya Castillo, your district is subject to syndicate-mandated martial law. Please submit an approved destination or return to your home.
I can find my own way, thanks.
Zoe Maya Castillo, you have a history of non-compliance. I will accompany you to your approved destination. Refusal to comply will result in automatic detention and prosecution under the... Thank you. The Pandemonium is your only approved destination. I will accompany you.
Please, don't talk.
Well, that's convenient, because that's where we were going anyway. Well, things have not improved here. That hoodie is just awesome. It has ears. You know, considering that explosion, I think Zoe was very, very lucky to get off so light. Just a bunch of skin grafts and some lost hair. You'd think she'd comb the hair the other way to hide that, but I guess not. And yeah, the reason this drone says we have a history of non-compliance is because we did not comply when the eye stopped us outside of our apartment in the previous part. As far as I know, that's the only effect of doing that.
First sign you're living in a military state, an armed drone escorts you everywhere you go.
Well, I don't want to argue with you, Zoe, but I don't think that's the first sign. It's a very good sign, I'll give you that.
First sign you're living in a military state, an armed drone escorts you everywhere you go.
Well, the pigeons are still here, that's good at least.
I think those are meant to represent reaching for the sun, or maybe playing basketball. One of the two.
Doesn't look like the descriptions have changed between the parts.
We are authorized to use deadly force against any perceived threats.
This is not an approved direction. Please continue along your pre-approved path.
Simple as that.
I was just trying to listen to this guy.
No more friendly banter from these guys. They're serious about the curfew. They actually shoot people now. No more friendly banter from these guys.
Well, they weren't
They're
that friendly to
serious
begin
about the
with.
curfew. They actually shoot people now.
Well, I guess the drone is not allowing us to walk in any other direction, so we'll just follow the arrow.
Stay close to your escort and don't deviate from your path. We're not fucking around anymore. We shoot to kill now.
Okay, fun. It is deserted, which is not surprising.
Everything's closed. No customers, no permits.
And that doesn't surprise me either. Wonder if Queenie's still here. Her boat is.
Everything's closed. No customers, no permits.
I think the drone will have a fit if we try and stop at Queenie's, though. So we better just get that fuel cell. At least we'll be able to see the inside of our depressing and small apartment.
Mira's not officially in business anymore, but she'll do favors. Paid favors.
Sounds like business to me. Too bad about the university project. That would have been nice to complete, get the rivers cleaned up. But no.
Mira's been helpful. She's not all bad. Mostly bad, yes, but not all bad.
I think this is a fair description. You have anything new to say about Wit? Her silent companion, if we can even look at him. Is there a jukebox over there? There, looks like it.
Wit made Kidbot. For that reason alone, I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for him.
Well, it's different, but it comes down to basically the same thing.
Wit made Kidbot. For that reason alone, I'll always have a
You
soft
think
spot
Mira
in
would
my
be able
heart
to
for him.
rig up a better light fixture than I'm capable running across the ceiling? Anyway, let's talk to her.
Chicken tikka! You're back! I thought we'd lost you.
I didn't want to risk the curfew. It's been...
Believe me, I know. I've been stuck here with Wit for weeks. I've reached my limit on one-sided conversations. It's like being stranded on a desert island. A really shitty island. Without sun, sand, or coconuts. Or wire access. And with a mute half-wit as my man Friday. So, you're here for your dreamer?
What?
I fixed it. You
What?
had your dream machine delivered to me. Because it was broken. About a month ago. Does any of this ring a bell?
Not really, no.
Your friend, that German suit, said you'd come by to pick it up? He looked like a Jaeger. I thought he was here to blow my brains out, but he was very personable.
What was wrong with it?
An early batch, bad soldering. I fixed several like it in the past. FYI, it's an off-the-shelf model that pings WATI servers with a device ID and your biometric data as soon as you connect. That won't be a problem unless they've put an alert out on you or that particular device. But I went ahead and blocked it anyway. Still, it is a licensed product. There may be other security measures. I cannot be 100% sure that it won't alert WATI. There are unlicensed streamers out there without any security chips, but Mr. London has that market locked up here in Propast. Given the trigger-happy toy soldiers out there, I wouldn't know how to get hold of one.
I'll be fine with this one.
As long as you know the risks. If you weren't here for that, then why the house call?
Oh, fuel cell. The power went out and I don't have a working backup.
That's not very smart, Kutria. Lucky for you, I'm up to my neck in fuel cells. Anything particular you're in the market for?
The cheapest you have.
Grab one from that box over there. They're refurbished cells, but they'll keep your apartment going for a few weeks at least. Bring it back before it goes dead. I'll refill it for you.
Okay, well that's nice for her. Interesting though. We definitely did not drop our dreamer off here. Zoe has in fact not yet committed to using one again. We were toying with the last time, but didn't actually do so. And that German suit guy is involved again. Well, he did seem to want Zoe to remember when he was talking to Roman, so maybe he's doing that to get Zoe to use it? Because presumably if she does, that will jiggle her memories. Or something. I have to wonder though if that guy is actually on our side. Anyway, let's get a fuel cell.
So how much do I owe you?
You still owe me for the last favor I did you.
Right. And I guess you're about to call on that favor?
You know me so well, Petal. You can repay me by going home and staying there. The streets are not for you, Kutria.
Thanks.
Well, that's surprisingly easy. Alright, just need to go back to our apartment, turn power on. We got a dream machine.
For the life of me, I can't remember asking Mira to fix this. Am I losing my mind? I mean, I was in the hospital for severe trauma, and that's after spending a year in a coma.
I suppose it's as good an explanation as anything, but I'm still betting on the German guy did it for us explanation.
But if I didn't give this to Mira for repairs, who did? And if I did, why don't I remember it? And if I don't remember it, yeah, I am going insane. What am I going to do with this? Except the obvious, which isn't... Oh, I don't have a choice, do I? The universe wants me back in Dreamtime.
Sure seems like it. Ah, we got a fuel cell. Much less interesting, but still.
This should bring my apartment back to life. It's alive. It's alive! Yeah, I've been cooped up for too long.
Probably.
This should bring my apartment back to life.
I hope it won't bring your apartment back to life in that sense. That would be bad.
Wait, what happened to that data I'd decrypted for you? Who did you end up giving it to?
I gave it to the Hand, but before they could publish it...
They were shut down. Where's the data now?
With Reza, in Iceland.
Iceland. The final refuge of rogue journalists. You didn't keep a copy?
I didn't want to risk it. Stupid, I know.
You may have just saved your ass. Too bad about the story, though. When is your Jorbo coming back?
I really don't know. When they feel it's safe, I guess.
That story needs to run, Kotria. Whatever it takes, make it happen.
I don't think that's up to us anymore. Alright, back to the apartment. I do have to wonder about that German suit guy. I mean, is he trying to help us, or is he working for someone else?
You have expended your daily timeout. I will now accompany you back to your registered domicile.
Don't bother, I know the way.
Every step you take, I'll be watching you, as mandated by martial law.
How about every breath I give up.
I don't think that this bot even knows that song. Anyway, he did pull us out of the fire, so... Wait, isn't that the girl from Queenie's boat? Why is she blocking our way?
Miss Castillo? Queenie is requesting your immediate audience.
Sure, but... what about my escort?
You have arrived at your approved location. Have a nice day.
You can
Whoa.
come on board now.
That was
Impressive.
awesome.
We do our best.
I'm glad you're back on your feet, Zoe. I was hoping to see you again before I left.
You're leaving?
I heard the Hand was shut down. You had friends there.
Good friends. Boyfriend. The Hand was going to publish an article about Watticorp conspiring with both Unity and European Dawn when the Syndicate shut them down. But they still have the evidence. My boyfriend Reza brought it to Iceland. The data's safe there, but the Hand hasn't been able to publish it.
There's still a chance to make things right then. This is why I wanted to speak with you. You knew the woman who set off the bomb.
Nela.
You were there.
I tried to stop her, but it was too late. I don't believe she planned to kill anyone. She wasn't... Nela was a good person. She cared about people. She gave me something to keep safe, but I lost it in the explosion. Maybe it could have explained why...
Our lives are shaped by events beyond our control. The choices we make can point us down one road or the other. But where that road ultimately leads... Your friend's death was not of her own making. The device she used was rigged. It was meant to disrupt the Eye, not to kill anyone.
An EMP. How do you know this?
Nela needed someone to help her assemble the device. Hannah came to me after the bombing. She was distraught. Of course, she had no idea what they were doing. But she is the link. She may be able to connect the bomb to the Syndicate.
The Syndicate is behind the attack on their own people.
Everyone is expendable. It all leads back to Waticorp, Zoe. They are consolidating their power and ridding themselves of loose threads. I'm leaving. This city is infected, rotting from the inside. You need to leave too. But first, there's something you must do. Your memories...
They're coming back. I know what I need to do. The Dream Machine.
Be very careful. Powerful forces are converging here and elsewhere.
How do you...
I've been around a long time. You learn to read the signs. You're fading, Zoe.
Fading?
Like a page that's been left out in the sun too long. Do what needs to be done. Do not hesitate any longer. I've given you time to regain your resolve, but we're almost out of it now. If we both make it through the storm ahead, I'll find you again.
I hope so.
I will. Now go home and do what needs to be done. Wake up. You can come out now.
How long have you known I was here?
Do not mistake me for an old woman, Hannah.
You told her about...
There's no more time for secrets. Waticorp must be brought down. What you know will make a difference.
But I don't have any actual proof they were involved. I only made deliveries.
You know enough. Find the evidence. Work together with Zoe.
How do you know we can trust her?
She's like you. Someone who shapes dreams.
I know. I mean, I guessed when we met. But how is that even possible? I thought I was the only one.
Why do you think you were drawn together? Coincidence is a powerful force. Zoe needs your help. A terrible shadow has fallen over her.
How do you know this?
I don't. I'm not a fortune teller, and the future is never crystal clear. It branches and divides, indefinitely and infinitely, but there are patterns and signs, if you know where to look.
Do you have to leave?
They know I'm here now. Waticorp has been looking for me a long time. I'm a loose thread. I promise I'll find you again, Hannah. Your journey is just beginning. There are wonderful things in store for you. But for now, your job is to help Zoe finish her journey. Without that, without her, there will be no more stories. Afterwards, if the universe is still here, we can talk about the next chapter.
Because her leaving with her boat would have been too obvious, I guess. Maybe she got that chair from the flipper. I wonder what her connection to Waticorp is. Anyway, we're back here. And we can replace the fuel cell. And now, it's time to remember. Enter Dreamtime. But what if I don't want to? What if I want to just watch more TV?
What else is there to do except watch the screen? Right, the Dream Machine. Waticorp has won our undivided attention.
Indeed.
What else is there to do except watch the screen? It's mad out there. Martial law, full curfew, eyes everywhere, queues for rations. It's like a war zone, the Syndicate versus us.
They've got all of this locked down. For what exactly? That's the question.
Entering my second month of sleeping without Reza. We can't even talk, seeing as he's stuck in Iceland with Baruti's data and under constant syndicate surveillance.
Wow, that must suck. That's not even a long-distance relationship. That's just no relationship.
Entering my second month of sleeping without Reza.
Only one description
we can't
for
even
everything.
talk, seeing as he's stuck in Iceland with Baruti's data and under constant syndicate surveillance.
Well, the only thing we can really do is use the Dream Machine.
For the life of me, I can't remember asking
and we've already seen the descriptions.
Am I losing my mind? I mean, I was in the hospital for severe trauma, and that's after
Well,
spending
Mira
a year
did
in a
warn
coma.
us that it might alert Wati that we're using it, and if they're still looking for us, there's a significant risk there. Also, we don't know whether or not we can trust the German guy who presumably had this fixed for us. Does he want us to get captured by Wadi Corp? Does he just want us to remember? And who is his mysterious employer? The woman he was talking to? I don't think he wants us dead, because, you know, he would have just left us in the explosion, but what his actual goals are, we don't know. Well, we can only find out if we use the Dream Machine, but we'll do that in the next video.